and welcome back to another exciting edition of San Diego Rebellion Football. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Baldwin, here with my partner, Kyle Dyer. How's it going, Kyle?
Good, and welcome to another edition of San Diego Rebellion Football here on Facebook Live. So today we're in Pico Rivera at El Rancho High School, where the Rebellion will take on, once again, the laWarriors.
Yes, 2 weeks ago, the laWarriors traveled down to Orange Glen High School in Escondido, which is 30 minutes north of San Diego, and it was a whopping defeat handed to the San Diego Rebellion, but hopefully the San Diego Rebellion look to turn things around tonight.
Yes, well, currently, right now, the Rebellion are in a pretty good stand right now, sitting second in the Pacific Division with a 4-1 record from last week's win against the Sin City Trojans in a very close victory, 19-12. Meanwhile, the Warriors are currently undefeated at 5-0 and still one of the best teams right now in the WFA. Nick, what do you think is going to be the keys for these games for both teams?
The laWarriors can just stick to what they're doing. They've been here before. This is their home turf, so I'm sure they're comfortable in this location, but also they have a very versatile game. So if they just stick to the guns, I'm sure they'll come out on top. As for the San Diego Rebellion, they got to keep things simple. Don't try to stretch plays too long. Don't try to do too much, and make sure Nenji Martin shares the ball.
I was talking to Kristen about this a few days ago. Her key was you got a big team with the laWarriors, but she says the main thing to do is try to choose much clock as much as you can, and also what the Rebellion are trying to work on is a passing scheme. So
one of the San Diego Rebellion members said that?
Yeah, Kristen Stoll told me about this. So.
Who's the defensive end?
Defensive end, yes. So I think that'll be it'll probably be one of the big keys for this game. For the Warriors, I feel like their big key for this game is going to be the tale of the two backs. That'll be, and who I'm talking about is Alexis Snyder and Priscilla Gardner. They are numbers 10 and number. Hang on a second.
Well, either way you look at it, they got a strong running game, and they look to pound the ball on the ground as well as throw it through the air. So the Rebellion defense definitely have a handful of a team tonight.
Right. And, this is actually the very first road game for the season, so this is actually a pretty big test for them for tonight's game.
Yes, the first road game for the Rebellion, and hopefully it's a first road win for them, and because they have 2 road games after this. So,
meanwhile, we're getting ready for the national anthem. And that was the singing of the national anthem by number 21, Sydney Villarreal. So thank you very much for that. And it looks like we're pretty close now to the kickoff of another game of San Diego Rebellion football. Grab some popcorn, grab your drinks, and relax because we're about to get started. Looks like the Warriors are going to be returning the ball first here in the first half. That means the Rebellion will get the ball in the second.
And today's game is brought to you by Palomar College Media Studies. They bring you all the voices and the camera work. Well, actually, all just the voices you are hearing today from myself, Nick Baldwin, Kyle Dyer, and then in the second half, Luke Sutherland and Jordan Spurgeon. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if you want to check us out, go to PalomarCollegeMediaStudies.com.
It looks like it's going to be Jennifer Strother who's going to be kicking the ball up here for the Rebellion. And the kick is underway.
You know, something interesting is that many fans probably don't even realize or have even seen a game like this is the Warriors are having their DJ play music while the game is being played.
Yeah, that is very interesting. You would hardly see that in any game, but anyways.
It's a first time for everything, folks.
It's a first time for anything. Meanwhile, they're going to get the ball at the 40-yard line. Returned by number 1. But for some reason, we don't have her on our roster. So we apologize for that.
So there's always a usually like your first play of the game kind of sets the tone. Mm-hmm. Who do you think's going to set the tone, the Warriors or the Rebellion? Well, the Rebellion are trying to come off of they're trying to make it 2 wins in a row, but also a harsh defeat from the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very big test, especially the fact that they're on the road. Especially the fact that they're going to be facing 2 big running backs, like I said about Snyder and Gardner, and looks like it's going to be carried by number 10, Alexis Snyder, the lady I just mentioned about, number 10, with a no gainer on the play.
That brings up 2nd and 10, and I would definitely say the Rebellion set the tone on that one, that the Warriors looked to their 1-2 punch right there with the running game and was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and we could hear the chatter up here in the press box.
Right. So now it's in 2nd down, and I believe it's 9, with your quarterback Chantel Wiggins in the shotgun. A little give here to Priscilla Gardner running to the outside, and she's going to be carrying for more yardage down the right side and going to be dragged out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So another that sets up now a Warrior first down.
Inside the Rebellion territory, that was quick.
And I mentioned this before. I mean, Gardner and Snyder, they seem to be the big duo, I think, for this Warriors running core.
They usually are. The Warriors have so many weapons, but it seems to be that Snyder and Gardner are the 2 names that we seem to be calling quite often.
Here we go, 1st and 10 here. In the gun, they're going to be passing, looking left side, and it's going to be lobbed, incomplete, intended for number 12, Ashley Austin Beans.
Gotta say, this is a much better start than the first meeting between these 2 teams, but off to a shaky start for the Warriors because we all remember their first play against the Rebellion.
And remember, they did have a lot great plays on defense, and they set them in Rebellion territory numerous times. So that was mostly their key success for that game a couple weeks ago. 2nd and 10. Give to Gardner, running to the middle, and she's going to fight for more yardage. She breaks away a tackle, and she's going to skip her way into the end zone for a Warriors touchdown.
I think not even 2 minutes go by, and we already have our first Los Angeles Warriors touchdown of the evening.
Yep, now it's with 13 minutes and 17 seconds to go. That's almost a 2-minute drive, so yeah, good start for the Warriors.
You gotta admit, this music is pretty good though. Unfortunately, our fans can't hear it, but the DJ is playing music right now during the game, so it's much different than at least what the Rebellion are used to and a lot of people are used to.
Oh yeah, this is like, it's even different. It's different for pretty much all of us too. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this in quite a long time. Anyway, the kick is up and it is straight up and through. Now your score is Warrior 7 and Rebellion 0 with 13-17 in the first quarter. Meanwhile, we were on break. Let's give a shout out to Felipe's Pizza. If you're ever hungry and you want to stop by for some pizza, Felipe's Pizza is open for 24 hours and is our proud sponsor of your San Diego Rebellion. And also, if you're watching this in Jacked Up Early, we want to give a shout out to them. It is the official fifth quarter home of your San Diego Rebellion, and they're streaming the game right now today. If you can, head over there to watch the game, grab a beer, and enjoy the great company. Football and Jacked Up, they just go together. Looks like it'll be number 28, Maria Salazar will be kicking it off now for the Warriors. And will be number 41, Katie Ott, back to receive
This is
the
like
return.
some remix, but of some like 80s, 90s groove music.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's interesting though.
Yeah, a lot of like 90s, mostly 90s rap music. It's really good, actually.
It adds a different flair to the game.
Looks like Armstrong's going to return the ball this time, and she's going to have it around past midfield and be tackled right about the 43-yard line.
To enter Los Angeles Warriors territory, this might be the best field position for the Rebellion to start within the last 5 quarters of playing the Warriors.
Yeah, and especially after it looked like a pretty bad kick too. It was like a bit of a high sky kick or something.
So they look to take advantage with a very threatening offense look right now with 4 wide.
4 wide and Ninja in the pistol. High snap, a give to Ronnie Armstrong. She's going to cut left side. She's going to be tackled at about the 45. No gain on the play.
You know, unlike the first match between the Warriors, let's hope Ronnie Armstrong could get those wheels turning and actually be the track star that she is.
Yeah, right now she is actually the top carrier right now for the Rebellion with over 130 yards total right now. So she's been averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. She's been having a pretty good year so far. Looks like second and 9 here. And now it's a keeper to Ninja, and she's going to lose a little bit more yardage.
And the Warriors definitely sniffed that out. Wasn't even fazed by the fake pitch. As Ninja keeps the ball to herself, loses 6 yards, and brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. Even though they're in Warrior territory, that's not the best start you want to see from especially if facing against the Warriors. Now have a 3rd and 15. Ninja's actually going to pass it this time, and it's deflected, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the play by number 59, Alicia Fargo.
Of the Warriors, a very early turnover for the Rebellion. Great for the Warriors as they're already cross midfield with that interception.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty fired up too.
Yeah, look at them just jogging off the field.
Yeah.
Everyone's congratulating them on a great defensive play. Get your arms up, and look what happened.
Yep, well, instead of being, technically a 3 and out, but it ended up being a turnover. It's going to be now a 1st and 10 in Rebellion territory at the 47. Wiggins looking to the right side, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 9, Lisa King. So it's a 2nd and 10.
Very heads-up play by the Warriors quarterback to kind of just get that ball out there, even though it was almost thrown into some traffic and picked up for an interception.
Yeah.
You got to be careful about those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to have your eyes open down the field.
But I'll sad to admit that the Rebellion look to be already in their old tracks. They haven't changed too much, but let's see how this game goes.
Unless the Snyder is happening, and she's going to go down near the 30 for about nearly a 15-yard gain. That's going to be another first down for the Warriors.
And I feel she is just going to be one train wreck for the Rebellion. She's going to, if the Rebellion don't stop her at the line, watch out, because she's got some power in her thighs.
Oh, yeah. Right now, both Gardner and Snyder, the two running backs I mentioned, they average nearly about 15 yards a carry, so that's a pretty big factor for this running core of the Warriors offense. Going down on 1st and 10, looking left, and it's going to be over the head of King, and it's incomplete.
Kind of looked like it was just thrown away there and not really trying to force anything. Good realization by the Warriors quarterback. You got 3 downs, and that's why.
Yeah, that was Shamiria Gillen on the coverage there. So great job by her. So now it's going to be set up at 2nd and 10. They actually got both Snyder and Gardner in the backfield this time with Chantel Wiggins. So let's see what they do here. They're actually going to give it to Snyder, and she's going to be dragged down to about the 30-yard line for a gain of about a couple. So that's going to set up 3rd down and 8.
So this might be the first stop of the game for the Rebellion, which could be pointing to signs of life. But the Warriors always have tricks up their sleeve. You have to watch out for Snyder and Gardner, both those dual threat running backs, as right now they got 4 wide.
Yeah, and they got Gardner in the backfield, so let's see what they do here. Wiggins is going to look to the left side, and it's going to be caught at about the 25-yard line,
which
just a little bit short of the marker.
Which brings up 4th and about 4. You think the Warriors are going for it?
Oh, I would say they are. I mean, you got Gardner, you got Snyder in the backfield, 2 of your best running backs right now on your offense. I'd probably say you are going for it.
And the charisma of this team, they definitely have the attitude. Definitely to go for it. They're not just going to forfeit the ball.
Actually going to go 2 wide this time here with Snyder and Gardner in the backfield. A give to Snyder. She's cutting to the left side, breaks a tackle, and she's going to coast her way into the end zone for another Warriors touchdown.
And we can say that with confidence. We both knew that was coming. That even though it was 4th down, give the ball to number 10 Snyder, and she'll just take it to the house.
Yep, that's just the aggressive mentality of this Warriors.
So
offense.
About a 20-yard touchdown run for Snyder, her 2nd of the day.
Yes. And
see if the Rebellion could put a ball and chain on her to slow her down.
Yeah, we're only about 9 minutes into to go in the first quarter. It looks like the kick is low, and that's going to be no good. So now the score is now 13-0 Warriors with 9 minutes and 6 seconds to go.
So let's just recap what happened, Kyle. So the Rebellion kicked off. Warriors received the ball for a small return, and then they get stopped at the line on their first play. Big pickup 2nd play. Low pickup on 3rd play, and then touchdown on 4th play. They get a turnover when the Rebellion get the ball on their first series.
Right.
And then score again. Could this be the signs of what we saw in game 1?
Well, for the sake of it, I hope not, but it could be that kind of a case. But we'll see what goes on. But hey, anything can happen. That's all I have.
Anything can happen.
That's all I can say.
It's still super early in the game. The sun is still out.
It's a bit of a cloudy day, though. It's actually going to be Vanika Jarvis who returns at this time.
She's looking for a hole, and she might have found one, but gets tripped up by a Warriors defender, number 13.
Number 13, that would be Michelle Kenny, who made the tackle here.
Michelle Kenny, great fundamentals of keeping your arms out. Make a tackle with your arms, not your body. Remember that, kids. For all you young youth football players out there, tackle with your arms and not your body. First down for the Rebellion.
Let's see what the Ninja does here in the pistol again. She's looking left, and it's behind the back of number 32, Kristen Stoll. So that's going to set up a 2nd and 10.
That play almost seemed like it was rushed by Nenji. It was like a hot potato, and she wanted to get it out of her hands, but sometimes you just got to keep that hot potato and run with it.
All right, here's 2nd and 10. Now she's going to roll right this time. This time it's caught by Szyminski, and she's going to get stopped at about the 49, 48-yard line
of the Warriors. Hook that ball into Warrior territory. See if they can pick up the next 3 yards on this 3rd and 3 for a first down, as they stick to the same formation for the 3rd play in a row.
Yeah, but now they got more of the receivers now to the left this time. Now she's looking right, and it's caught at about the 40-yard line. Oh, the ball is out, and it looks like it's recovered by the Warriors.
Again, another careless.
Sarah Leary had the ball in her hands, but she dropped.
A careless possession by the Rebellion, and you pay the price. You just can't have this in a league like this. Players are going to pounce on the ball, and you see what just happened with. That was an easy pickup for a first down. Mm-hmm. The cornerback was way off of the Rebellion offensive receiver, caught the ball, plenty for a first down, runs it, and doesn't secure the ball while going to the ground, and look what we have now. It's a 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a 2nd turnover of the game in Warrior territory.
And we don't even have 10 minutes gone by in the game, folks.
Now this time a gift to Gardner, running right side with room to roam, and she's going to cut her way to the... Actually, she's going to coast her way into the end zone again for another Warrior touchdown.
She ran along the West Coast to get that touchdown all the way from Warrior territory into crossing Rebellion territory into the end zone.
For 60 yards. And she definitely ran down LA, Beverly Hills, and Hollywood Boulevard all together on that drive.
Yes, she did, and it now makes the score a whopping 19-0, waiting the extra point with 7 minutes and 11 seconds in the first quarter. Don't want to quote the Chris Berman, but this one could be over early.
Well, actually, they're going to go for 2 this time, it looks like.
And a little bit of a shock here. Maybe just to even up the points at a nice whole number of 21.
It was in the hands of Keene, but now there's a flag on the play, and I think that's going to go against the Rebellion on that one.
There looks to be some contact before the ball was released.
I think that was Gillen. I think that might have been called for the penalty. So now it's going to be... What were you saying? I'm sorry?
We do not have an official call by the by the officiating crew, but it is a repeat attempt.
Yep, I guess so. So, all right, let's see. Retry.
We could only speculate that was holding.
They're going right again. Oh, it was into the hands of Gardner, and it's incomplete. So, no good on the 2-point conversion.
Which keeps the score at a wonderful 19-0, favoring the Los Angeles Warriors. 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we have a break. Let's give a little sponsor shout outs here. Well, I want to give out a shout out to Coach Creek Morris. Coach Creek Morris has 5 quarterback clinics. They help players from junior high all the way up to the pros. Coach Creek Morris played high school football in San Diego and worked his way up to the pros, where he played for the Oakland Raiders, and the Los Angeles Rams. For get more information to improve your QB game, visit quarterbackcoach.org.
As the Warriors look to kick off, and it's a beaut.
It is a beaut. Oh, look at this.
And in and out of the hands of the Rebellion, but scooped up for a nice 15-yard return to the 40.
That was returned by number 43, Irish Jones.
Irish Jones. My golly, do we hear that name a lot while carrying the ball for the Rebellion.
She's definitely one of the big factors, I think, mostly on their defense. She's been pretty good defensively for this Rebellion team. Meanwhile, 1st and 10 here at the 40-yard line in Rebellion territory.
3rd time's the charm for the Rebellion. Let's see if they could get on the path to victory with this drive.
Give it to Armstrong up the middle, and she's going to be dragged at about the 40-yard line.
For no gain on the play. You know, she might have some wheels. They might turn really fast, those several legs, but she needs some more horsepower in her several legs.
Yeah.
Just like Snyder.
Oh, yes. They definitely got to get more power in those thighs.
Second and 10 for the Rebellion.
Oh, she runs into a brick wall there. For no gain again.
By the brick wall of the Los Angeles Warriors for it.
3rd and long now. So far, this Warriors defense has just been pretty good. Really good so far.
They're keeping their pace from game 1 versus the Rebellion. Same with the offense. But it seems like at least the Rebellion are straying away from those hankies coming in.
Ninja's looking now to the right side, looking for some room, and she's going to throw it to Leary, and it's in out of hands and incomplete. Tackle, great coverage there by number 13, Michelle Kenny. That's just a 4th down.
But if you look to the left, Sherminsky, number 13.
Yeah, I noticed that. She was wide open.
It might be the thing that we're touching on of Nenji Martin, which is one of her flaws, is that she kind of rushes the ball out. It's almost like it's not her thing to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, when you rush, you got no vision to look down the field. Now they're going to go for it here on 4th and long. Little play action. Ninja's looking to the middle and overthrows the Smurs, and it's incomplete. But there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I will put my money on a roughing the passer, automatic 1st down, and it is.
It is against the Warriors, so it's going to set up a 1st down, automatic 1st down. I believe that one was against the big Mexico, Jeanette Jimenez.
And that will move the Rebellion into Los Angeles Warriors territory. As their official almost fooled me. It looked like he was almost stopping for before the 50.
Right.
But nope, he kept on trucking.
Looks like we got a timeout here. It's against the Rebellion, so now they have 2 timeouts remain.
With 5 minutes left in the 1st quarter, timeout Rebellion.
Meanwhile, while we have a little bit of a break, Fighting USA. So with Fighting USA, do you like having a sock that make other people ask, where'd you get those socks? Well, Fighting USA has those type of socks, and you can get a pair of your own. Just go to fightingusa.com and use the code SDR, that's capitalized, 10 to get 10% off your order. And also by Tomboy X, underwear that fits regular bodies and that any body can feel comfortable in regardless of where they fell on the size or gender spectrum.
So we've been talking a lot about Priscilla Gardner. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more why we're talking a lot about her tonight. She is a 2-time offensive MVP for 2015 and 2017. So she is used to the spotlight and used to carrying those big carries.
That says quite a lot about Gardner. Looking to the middle, and it's almost intercepted.
Too bad she has hops like Shaq and not like Curry.
That's a very good comparison there. I like that. So with that, now it's going to set up 2nd and 10 at about the 44-yard line in Warrior territory yet again.
You know, if you look at Nenji's throwing motion, it's almost like she's shot putting the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Like bends her knees just a little, squats down in her glutes, and then throws the ball. Her arm is not really cocking back in a throwing motion.
Yeah, I think that's what we've been seeing a lot about Ninja. Meanwhile, she's actually going to keep it to herself.
And you won't see that here, folks, as she comes 1 yard shy of another first down for your San Diego Rebellion.
She also lost her helmet, too, on the play.
Hey, she doesn't need no helmet. She's a tough
She's a tough
Rebellion.
Cookie. Tough cookie she is, definitely. So a 7-yard gain. That's going to set up now a 3rd and 3. You think they're going to go in the air, or do you think that Ninja will try to keep it to herself?
I think it's, well, you put out the only 2 options. They're definitely ain't running the ball because Armstrong, they sniff out whenever Armstrong is getting the ball, but now we have a change at quarterback.
Yes,
Christian
it's the
Sheminsky.
Smurs in quarterback. Oh, this is good. This is interesting. Oh.
But, you know, it's almost a little too predictable because I think the Rebellion offense just realized I just realized is that if Sherminsky isn't on offense as quarterback, it is most likely a passing play.
Yes, well, meanwhile, now we have another timeout by the Rebellion. That is actually their 2nd timeout of the half. So, meanwhile, when we're on break, let's give a shout out to San Diego Digital Imagery, who provide programs, tickets, and flyers, and even live streaming. There isn't anything San Diego Digital Imagery can't do for your team or business. And then, ready for the wordy one.
So, to even talk a little bit more impressively about this Warriors team, I mean, who are up 19-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Kyle, you would say they're pretty amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
They have 23 All-Americans on the roster and 2 Team USA participants on the roster.
I noticed a lot of the roster, too, has, like, a lot of, like, people that love women in the military. Like, for example, Francine Loya, she spent her time as a veteran in the Marine Corps. And meanwhile, it's incomplete, and that's going to set 4th down.
And it was an incompletion, shockingly thrown by Sherminsky. And it looked like Nenji is coming back on the field after, by rule, losing your helmet on the field, you have to be taken out 1 play.
That's right.
So Nenji back in quarterback for a 4th and short on the 36-yard line of the Warriors.
She's going to go to the air this time, and it's incomplete. Intended for the Smurfs again, but that's going to set up now for a turnover on downs.
So you move in closer and closer to the Warriors' end zone, but you come up yet short again.
For the 3rd time in a row.
What are you saying to your players now?
I say what you need to do, be in sync, and also keep your head in the game. Even though, you're down 19-0, you still got a ton of football to go.
If you look at the bottom of your screen, Christian Sherminsky, she was like saying no to the Rebellion sideline, waving her arms and no.
Yeah, I think
just maybe out of frustration that she wants her team to win.
Oh, yeah.
Just as much as we do.
Look at Snyder go at about the 38-yard line into Rebellion territory.
And who is it yet again making the tackle? Christian Szymanski.
That just shows you that she's definitely willing to win the game no matter what the situation is. Even if you're down by quite a bit, you want to try to do as much as for your team.
And now the Warriors look to continue their drive inside Rebellion territory on the 40-yard line. Seems like I'm kind of going to get a stiff neck on the left side a little bit, Kyle, from always looking to the left.
Yeah, if in case you're wondering, our booth has like a little hatch on it, so it's like we're trying to like duck just to see like what's going on. Meanwhile, looks like the player lost her pants. That was Jamie Robinson going down to the 20.
As she keeps on trucking, it doesn't matter what happens on the field. If you're still in play, just go until the whistle blows or you score a touchdown. And it is, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter, it's 19-0 Los Angeles Warriors.
Well, hey, great determination there by that Warrior player, even after losing her pants.
Now it's 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
And who else is in the backfield? None other than Priscilla Gardner, as she does catch the pass, breaks one tackle, and finally gets dragged down at about the 13, just a bit short of the marker. But there is a flag down on the play.
I'm going to speculate here with my spectacles and say that was maybe a little bit of holding on the Los Angeles Warriors. Or a personal foul.
It's a personal foul against the Rebellion. Ooh,
Could they be getting a little frustrated now? Now that the Warriors are knocking on the doorstep, still in the first quarter, about to score again.
Well,
we got the officials talking.
They're still trying to figure out. I mean, we know it's a foul against the Rebellion. That's what they said initially.
Or maybe they're just shooting the ball, having a grand old time down in the little huddle, down on the field surrounding the yellow hanky.
You think it'd be a good time for some Jeopardy music?
I think it would be. Not some of this hip-hop stuff this DJ is playing, but some Jeopardy music would do us well right now. As Nenji Martin is talking with the officials to kind of get a sense of what's going on here, as we don't know. And it looks like the white hat doesn't even know what's going on.
That's what I was just going to say.
He's throwing his arms up in question. Now it's a personal foul on the Rebellion defense.
Well, Ninji's still talking with the officials, but I don't know if she's arguing with the call or what, but I think that's what she's doing. That's just my guess.
But either way, it is a first down for the Los Angeles Warriors.
Yes.
As it is now a first. Nope, it is still first and 10.
At the 11, I believe. Oh yeah, keep in mind too, like in case like if you're looking at the field, they don't really have any hash marks, so that's why we're guessing a little bit on like where exactly the ball is. Like we can see like the 40, 30, and the the 35 and all those line markers, but we just don't see the rest of the hash.
Now just under 3 minutes. This seems like the longest 30 seconds to go by. Now we have the Rebellion head coach talking with the officials.
I don't think Coach Tito is definitely arguing with the referees about this, and
as now you see the official sticking out his hand. Talk to the hand, coach. Talk to the hand. We're talking amongst ourselves right now.
I think Coach Tito is trying to tell him that it was somehow against the player Lisa King, I believe.
Well, it looks like the officials are saying that the quarterback scrambled around, but remained in the pocket, and I would assume that Tito is saying that she stepped outside of the pocket So how would that be intentional or roughing the passer, because now she is a runner?
Can't figure out how could it take this long. I mean, this is kind of silly, to be quite honest with you.
But you know, the WFA has its rules in place, and it looks like everything is now sorted out. So now it's 1st and 10
All right, we're back
from
on it.
the 11.
Okay. Okay, now we got running clock going again. Now it gives to Gardner. She's gonna run, rolling right side, breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles into the end zone. Touchdown Warriors yet again.
Almost walked in with no touch to rack up those points to 25-0.
And who else?
2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. I think I'm gonna go with Chris Berman's quote right here, but not say it. I don't want to jinx this team any bit more.
You did say it earlier, Nick. So I think you might have jinxed it a tiny bit.
And now it looks like the Warriors are going for another 2-point conversion. Let's see if they can make this attempt successful.
Got a pretty big lead? Yeah, just try something. Give to Gardner, and she's gonna just take a joyride into the end zone yet again.
To drive the score up to 27-0 Warriors. 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Slowly, fans are arriving. As to the right of the press box, we could actually see the ticket gate, and people still are arriving to the game, and there now are a little bit more fans in the stands, as the game's actually not even any bit over. It is only the first quarter.
And it's only 2:44 to go. And if in case you did just join us, it's 27-0 Warriors. So now they're going to kick it off yet again for LA. With Ada in the backfield to receive.
Another beautiful kick by the Warriors.
Sabut. Look at Irish Jones looking to. Oh my! She gets leveled.
Walloped.
By number 21, Cindy Vurial. She was actually the one that sang the national anthem.
So now going to, you might notice that this is a new venue for the Rebellion. This is actually the home of the Los Angeles Warriors. And they've practiced at over 20 locations before finding this home this year, 2018, at El Rancho High School.
Wow, that's
in
a lot
Los Angeles. So lots of sites before this to see what best goes with your team, and they finally found their home.
All right, here goes Ninja looking to the air. She's looking to the left, looking for Jarvis, and it's incomplete. Now it's going to set up 2nd and 10. A little bit of a single coverage there from the Warrior defense.
You gotta wonder that, are the Rebellion starting to panic? Or are they still sticking to their game plan? Because you got plenty of time. Stick to your own game plan.
Ninja looking in the air again. Oh,
keep with short passes, nothing too long, too big of a play. Keep to what you practice.
She has been throwing into a lot of coverage. I mean, that was double coverage this time to Smurs. So.
And it was a risky throw. That is for sure.
That was pretty risky, yeah. Could have been another interception there for the Rebellion.
So that brings up a quick 3rd and 10 for the Rebellion.
Let's see what they go here.
And because they're passing, not much time runs off the clock. Ooh. It's not even... It just came under 2 minutes. It is 1:59 remaining in the first quarter.
Ninja was trying to do a little screen pass to Jarvis, but she was just met by another wallop of the Warrior defense.
Yeah,
so that's going to set up another 4th down.
This Warrior defense is all over the place as they're sending a player back to return.
That'd be number 27, Jasmine Edwards, back to return the punt.
For first time in a while, we are seeing the Rebellion punt on a 4th down. We don't see this too often.
No.
And it's a beauty rolling across midfield into Warrior territory, downed at the 47-yard line of the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, not the best of punts, but it will do. It was a good little roller there. Meanwhile, while we're on a break, now we're ready for the rewarding one. As I mentioned earlier, play again in recovery. Proud supporters of the San Diego Rebellion from the beginning. Is a daily recovery drink formulated with two active ingredients: high molecular weight hyaluronic acid, MMSM, to provide lubrication and anti-inflammatory in the immune system at the cellular level. Recovery for the entire human body. Unique combination helps fight delayed onset muscle soreness, giving you rapid elasticity and flexibility throughout your musculoskeletal system after every workout. To get yours, visit their Facebook page or playagainnow.com to receive it.
As the Warriors look to a 1st and 10, there they go.
And it's going to be caught by number 12.
As Sheminsky
Ashley Beans
drags her down just after midfield for a short 4-yard gain.
The Smurrs with the tackle. She's been pretty much all over the field for this defense so far, making all the tackles. All right, here we go. 2nd and looks like about 5. And who else is in the backfield? None other than Priscilla Gardner, the 2-time offensive MVP.
You cannot leave without a doubt she might be getting the ball in, but she doesn't. Big long throw.
Oh, but underthrows to Lisa Kane, and it's incomplete.
As she looks for a penalty flag in, I would say to her, are you kidding me on that?
No, that pass was more underthrown than anything. So now it's going to set up a 3rd down situation yet again for the Rebellion. A little bit of a hurry-up mode, it looks like, for the Warrior offense. Number 30 in motion here. Jamie Robinson, they'll give to Gardner. Oh, what a tackle there by none other than Vanika Jarvis.
Vanika Jarvis! We haven't heard her name too often, but we do now, and she is making her presence known.
She made a pretty big impact last game against Sin City with making some key tackles and gained a sack last game, so she was a
number 81 for the Rebellion. As we have a timeout.
No, it's the end of the 1st quarter. So that is the end of the 1st quarter here. Your score now, Warriors 27 and Rebellion 0.
That was probably the longest 15 minutes of my life. Right there, Kyle.
It was probably just as long as the last time they faced each other, too, because it lasted this long as well.
It just seems like they had multiple stoppages to play. Not too much going on because many either flags or timeouts were happening. And we had that one penalty flag on the Rebellion down in their territory being sorted out.
All right, a lot of shouting going on here.
As we have a punt coming from the Warriors.
They got Armstrong actually going to be returning this time.
As she's running back late.
She wasn't ready for it, looked like, and she's let get the ball roll out of bounds at about the 22. So what do you take from this 1st quarter, Nick?
I wouldn't think anything of it if I'm the Rebellion, that you just go to your basics. You have 3 quarters left of football. These are long quarters, long games. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep to your game. Keep to what you practice. Don't try to match the Warriors' talent because that could get you in trouble. As for the Warriors, they could just keep on doing what they're doing as it's been working. They put up 27 points in the first quarter as the Warriors look to keep that going. The Rebellion look to take over at the 20-yard line. Got a whole country mile to get to pay dirt.
Ninja's looking rolling right, and she's gonna be, well, she tries to throw it away, but I think it's gonna be ruled intentional grounding on her. She had so much pressure on her though, by none other than Big Mexico, Jeanette Jimenez. You know, another thing too about this Warrior team, their average age is 32 years old.
Yeah, and that's crazy because all of us announcers up in the booth, we're not even 25.
Yeah, they've been around for quite some time, and that shows their experience and their aggressiveness, their athleticism.
The Warriors have been in the WFA since 2009, but known as the Los Angeles Lynx, and they were known as that for 1 year, then competed as the Pacific Warriors from 2010 to 15, and just got known as the Los Angeles Warriors in 2016.
Look at Ninja Martin go, squashbuckling her way down out of bounds about nearly the 30-yard line, so she's just about a few yards short of that carry. You know, for me, I feel like that the first quarter, what the big factor was the turnovers for this Warriors defense. Especially the fumble from Susan Leary, the interception that got them back in the attacking in their own Rebellion territory.
It was very, very negative that all those turnovers happened for the Rebellion, but I wouldn't say it hurt them too much because they seem to be sticking to their own plays and still trying those plays that those turnovers happened on. But again, it's a thing you young players should take note of is keep your arms up at the line of scrimmage on defense, as the Warriors just tipped the ball and made that third down pass attempt incomplete and brings up a 4th and 4 for the Rebellion.
Nice catch there by the Smurs, and she's going to be dragged down at about the 46-yard line. So finally a good passing play and sets up a first down.
But Kristen Sheminsky doesn't look too hot getting off of that tackle. And as she's hobbling around but still staying in play.
Yeah, remember that this team is Division I, so they're a pretty hard-hitting team too.
Yeah, you have to keep that in mind. If you see these players, they are monstrous compared to the Rebellion.
Ninja's looking right. She lobs it to Armstrong, and it's incomplete. A lot of pressure there from that Warrior defense. Sets up a 2nd and 10. I gotta say, this front line has been creating a lot of pressure for this Rebellion offense, especially getting into Ninja Martin.
I don't know about you, Kyle, but it's almost like I smell the EMS food catering truck all the way from Orange Glen High School. It smells amazing up here.
Oh, yes. Brings you back home.
2nd and 10 for the Rebellion.
And a timeout, it looks like.
Timeout is called by the Warriors.
So that is their first timeout of the half. So in case you just tuning in, the score right now is Warriors 27, Rebellion 0, with 13:19 to go in the second.
Today's game is brought to you by San Diego Digital Imagery. They bring you this live stream as well as the pamphlets and flyers for your San Diego Rebellion. check them out on their Facebook page or their website at sddivideo.com.
So, with the Rebellion, looks like they've been somewhat getting down the field. I mean, they're close to Warrior territory. What do you think is going to be their key for them to get a score here?
Just what they're doing. They've moved the ball solidly for 25 plus yards on this drive by sticking to their game. They're not trying too much. They're doing, the same plays that they have been, and now they're finding what works.
Ninja going back in the air, and it's a bullet, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the play by number 50, Donna Zyke, and she's going to go to the 20-yard line. What a play. Oh, excuse me, that was Stephanie Lopez. Excuse me about that. But a big interception nonetheless for the Warriors.
But showing them several legs, we got Ronnie Armstrong making the tackle all the way where the drive started at the Rebellion 20-yard line.
Oh.
Good response by Armstrong, but the Rebellion offense is just not clicking tonight, Kyle.
No, that's a second interception thrown by Ninja Martin and the third turnover, and we're still in the first half.
Yes, it's not looking too good. Now, when I watch football and I see my team performing like the Rebellion, I'm just saying, just get to the half. Just get to the half. And I think that's what the Rebellion need to do. Get to the half. Coaches need to pep talk you a little bit more, adjust some things during the half, and hopefully come out on all cylinders firing in the second half.
Meanwhile, the pass is caught by Lisa King on a little wide receiver screen.
Hey, look at that stiff arm.
Look at her scamper. She cuts right, then cuts left, and she gets dragged at the 15.
You know, if you look closely, she has those little hash marks taped on her belt.
Yeah.
I would always say that to my players. That you see that player right there with the tape on their belt, watch out for them. They're a player. When a player has those kind of little quirky attributes to their wardrobe, they kill a little much. And you know they're a player on the field.
Interesting fact there for all you young football players.
So keep that in mind if you are a youth football player.
Look at Snyder go.
And
a flag gets dropped down. About a little bit of a 10-yard gain, but meanwhile there is a flag behind the line of scrimmage. I think
it's a shame we don't have replay right here because we could really help out our young viewers out there who are playing to tell them be like Snyder, who runs the ball well, and keep pumping your legs. It's not about big strides, it's about how many strides.
Meanwhile, there's a personal foul called on the Warriors, so that's going to set them all the way back to about the 25-yard line. So pretty costly penalty there for the Warriors offense. Will now set them 2nd and 15 instead of a first down.
It really kicks them out of any potential scoring play. But with Snyder or Gardner in the background, anything is possible with this offense.
They are, like I say, they are the two-tail backs. They kind of remind me of Sony Michel and Nick Chubb when they were in Georgia. They were the most dynamic running core, I think, in all of NCAA football. And Wiggins, little surprise there on the snap, overthrows Lisa Kane, and it's incomplete.
And a break for the San Diego Rebellion, preventing the Warriors going up by 34-0. It is 27-0 with 10 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and I want to get back to that, the Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. I remember when I was at the Rose Bowl game, when I was watching Georgia and Oklahoma play, Sony Michel and Nick Chubb averaged 9 yards a carry throughout the entire game. That's a pretty big factor for any offense.
Yeah, it is. When you have that dynamic of a duo like the Warriors do, it is always a great
Look at Gar-
aspect.
Wiggins had King there, but it's incomplete.
Wiggins is almost like that tiny stick of dynamite. Once you light the fuse, it's not out till it explodes.
Looks like Shamira Gillen's looks like she's limping a little bit on the field.
And that's Wiggins for the Warriors. She is that stick of dynamite. She always seems like she's the spark that the team needs. She's running everywhere, covering everywhere. She's always around the ball. You got to watch out for her.
Yeah, she's a very precision quarterback, too. She's definitely got a cannon of an arm, too. All right, here we go. 4th down and very long. A give to Snyder. She cuts middle. Still looking for room. And she's going to be dragged, I think, just short.
And if you watch closely there, number 21 of the Rebellion defense, Susan Larry, could have had the tackle way behind the 10-yard line, but she went up high and tried to wrap up the body and not the legs. Mm-hmm. As I always say, that you can't move without your legs, but you can move if you wrap up my upper body. So tackle the legs.
Yeah. But nonetheless, it's 4 turnover on downs, and now it's Rebellion football. But now it's back in there deep in their own territory.
So it just means it's about a country miles to pay dirt with just over 10 minutes left in the first half.
She's looking right, and it's another interception. This time picked off by number 27, Jasmine Edwards again, and she's going to return it in.
Short.
Oh, never mind. She's actually short.
Right on the inch line, the official puts his foot down and says, no, you got tackled right before.
I thought she got in, but I guess not.
The Rebellion offense was quick to react to that one as another almost deja vu happened.
Well, with that interception, that's now a hat trick for interceptions for Ninji Martin for today's game.
And we have a timeout on the field by the Warriors with just under 10 minutes left in the first half.
And still the score is 27-0 Warriors.
It almost seems like every time we mention the time left in the quarter of the game, time stops.
Yes.
It somehow goes way slower than it has been, almost like molasses in the winter. And that, folks, is something that does not move. And that is very similar to our time clock right now. It is just not moving.
Yes, it's just completely frozen, as you said. It could be probably the longest 30 minutes I think we've seen in football for quite some time this season.
Just want to state
maybe a full 60, but we'll see.
The game kicked off at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it is now an hour later with still 10 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah.
And that is 20 minutes being played.
Wiggins going to the gun, looking right into the end zone. What a catch. Touchdown, Warriors.
And what have I been saying? You gotta watch for Lisa King. She is a force to be reckoned with. She's the one with the little hash marks on her belt.
That's this player you said you gotta watch for, Nick.
And also those white gloves. That was me as a ball player. You know, you gotta stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Make yourself known, and she is being known on the field for her hands and quickness. Lisa King is a dual threat player.
Looks like they're not going to go for another 2-point conversion here. They failed at least 2 of them today. Let's see if third time's the charm. Wiggins looking left. Now she's looking right. Lobs into the end zone. And again, another catch for Lisa King.
They are now 2 for 4. Brings their 2-point conversion up to 50% on the day, with Susan King catching the pass in that back of the end zone. Lisa King.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And meanwhile, it's not. So now your score is 35-0 Warriors with 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second quarter.
We don't know how you are at home, but we got the DJ playing some DMX.
Yes, he's playing some really good tunes for us tonight.
He's just keeping the energy high here at El Rancho High School, the new home of your Los Angeles Warriors. We got DMX playing under the lights on a hazy Saturday night.
Yeah, very cool Saturday night.
As it is 35-0 with just under 10 minutes to play
a little
in
bobble
the
there
first
from
half.
Irish Jones, but now it's just returned by Jarvis. Stops, looking right, and goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. He is definitely playing some good D-track, that's for sure.
Yes, he's keeping the stands entertained as well as both players on both sides of the field, Rebellion or Warrior.
Not sure who the DJ is. I don't know we don't know his name because we don't have it on paper, but whoever he is, shout out to him. He's been fantastic for us.
You gotta say, maybe it's the fact that Hollywood is right down the street.
That's
and
true.
we might have some talent recruiters in the area, so he's playing his best tracks.
There we go, first
But
and 10
back
here.
to football, San Diego Rebellion, 1st and 10 from the 40.
Oh, looks like a little bit of an awkward shovel there from Armstrong. Flag down. And she's losing more and more yardage, and she's finally brought down at the 20.
At the bottom of your screen, now it's out of the picture, we had a penalty flag thrown.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, there was a penalty during the play.
Yes, we're waiting to see what this penalty was. Our speculation is it is on the defense.
Whoa, that's a bit of a surprise.
It's a spot foul, so where
So it looks
the
like
foul occurred, they are adding 15.
It was a personal foul penalty, it looks like, so it's going to be set up at the 45 now.
Which is a first down for the Rebellion inside Warriors territory, but just called the timeout.
Well, in case of you just tuned in, well, it's been a pretty big rowdy so far here in LA. The score right now, 35-0 Warriors with 8:52 to go in the second quarter, and there's a timeout right now for the Rebellion. That is their last timeout.
Maybe they might have wanted to save that timeout till it gets a little bit closer to halftime. You don't know if you'll need it, but just wait and find out for that.
I'll try to. I know.
And if you like the socks that the San Diego Rebellion are wearing, visit fightingusa.com. That's PHITENUSA.com. And you can use the code SDR10 to get 10% off your game sock order.
So now here, 1st and 10 here at the 44 in Warrior territory for the fourth or fifth time, but still haven't been managed to have nothing yet on the scoreboard. Ninja in the pistol, high snap, keeps it to herself, runs right, little block, trying to get a little block there from Armstrong, and she's going to be brought out of bounds near the 40-yard line. So about a gain of about 4 on the play.
Some tough running by Nenji Martin. She's always trying to make her team advance in any situation possible. Rather it is keeping the ball, throwing the ball, or handing the ball off. She is a big contribution to the Rebellion team.
She is currently right now the second leading rusher on this Rebellion team with about nearly 90 yards.
Right behind Ronnie Armstrong, who has a whopping 200 plus yards in the season.
Ninja going to the air, looking right, and it's going to be
what a beautiful
by
thrown ball.
Jarvis.
Vanika Jarvis, second time yelling her name over the mics as she hauls in the 30-yard gain.
That's probably the thing is, she's the leading receiver for this Rebellion team, but the majority of her catches have been touchdowns.
Yeah, so it's very surprising. She only has 5 receptions on the season, with 3 of those being touchdowns, with her average being over 60 yards of reception.
So this is actually the first time now that the Rebellion have gone deep inside the goal line of this Warrior team. Throws to the middle and it's incomplete. Intended for Vanika Jarvis, sets up second down.
Vanika Jarvis might want to attend the Stephen Curry jump camp this summer.
In case you don't see it on the screen, but there is a kid that's been wandering on the field. I guess he's trying to get the Warrior team all pumped up. There he is, right there on the right
you
side.
You gotta admire this Los Angeles Warrior fan base, doing everything they can to pump up their team with a constant DJ playing throughout the game.
And now the referees are just telling him to back away. He's like, back away, we're still playing here.
Is it 2nd and 10 for the Rebellion?
Looking left, and it's caught by the Smurs. Kristen Serminski inside the 7-yard line.
Which makes it a 3rd and 4 to the first, 5 to the pay dirt. Can the Rebellion finally get a score with 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half?
Let's wait and see. Still the same formation in the pistol.
I gotta say, every time I hear this song, I think of the White Girls. Well, the movie White Girls.
Meanwhile, the pass is incomplete. That's going to set up 4th down.
Because when I say the White Girls, everyone thinks of Starbucks. But this song in particular is for the movie White Girls.
White Girls, yeah. I probably would say the same thing too.
And we're getting down just like the players are getting down, tough and dirty, down on the field of El Rancho High School in Los Angeles, California. 4th and 4 for the Rebellion. As Nenji keeps
the
the
ball.
ball.
It to herself, but she's going to be dragged at the 17.
Thrown down like a sack of potatoes.
She was wrapped up like a Christmas ham.
Now it brings up, oh, that's actually a turnover for the Warriors.
I was just going to mention it. Yeah, turnover on downs for the Rebellion, so now it's Warriors football at the 15-yard line. So even though they were so close, they come up, it was so far for another score. I have to say, this music is fantastic. It is fantastic.
And we got our other co-host in the press box right now, just having big grins on their face as your host, Nick Baldwin, kind of lets loose in the press box here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great game for you as it is winding down to halftime.
Here comes Snyder with a carry, running outside, and finally dragged at the 24. So in case you had just tuned into us, it's now it's still 35-0 Warriors with 6.5 to go in the second. All right, second down here.
If you're a fan of the Los Angeles Warriors, you can catch their next home game on May 26th against the Las Vegas Trojans.
Yeah, that's the team we just faced last week. It was a close one.
The San Diego Rebellion?
Yes, it was a close one for the Rebellion.
Yes,
with the 1912
It
victory.
went down straight to the wire. If you missed that game, you could check it out on the Facebook page of the San Diego Rebellion.
And remember, if you ever want to watch any of the old games that we had in the previous early in the season, be sure to check out that YouTube channel at the San Diego Rebellion. So now another first down here inside the 32. Wiggins looking right, throws to King, and it's off her hands. It's incomplete.
And if you want to join your Los Angeles Warriors at their fifth quarter, go head on down to S&P Restaurant and Sports Bar in Santa Fe Springs, California. You can see all your Warrior faces and coaches at S&P Restaurant and Sports Bar.
Second and 10. Wiggins looking deep in the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Katie Ott. In and out of her hands. It's going to set up a fourth down.
Katie Ott, we heard her name for the first half of the
third down, excuse
season
me.
so much, and now she was sidelined for the past few games with an injury. And now she is back, and we are glad, and the Rebellion are glad to have her back, as she almost comes up with an interception and brings up 3rd and 10 for the Warriors as they send Lisa King out a little wider.
Yes, a little wide to the right this time. Snyder is going to carry the ball this time. Look at her go. It opens the door, breaking tackles, and there she goes.
And the crowd is on their feet as they welcome Snyder to the end zone for another Warriors touchdown.
She headed to Hollywood. She headed to Beverly Hills. She headed to Los Angeles. She headed everywhere in LA County for another score. So now it's 41-0 Warriors with about 4:50 to go in the second. You think they're going to go for another two?
I think they will. I think they just want to kind of prove a statement and also entertain their fans over here. The Los Angeles Warriors have a great fan base.
Yes, LA has a very passionate fan base for sports, and meanwhile the kick is up, and it is good.
As we have a good turnout for this Los Angeles Warriors game as they take on the San Diego Rebellion, and it is now 42-0 with just under 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. And the Rebellion look to receive after that huge run brought to you by the courtesy of the Los Angeles Warriors.
Speaking of fifth quarter places, Jata Brewery is the official fifth quarter of your San Diego Rebellion, and they are streaming the game right now today. And if you want, head over there now to watch the game, grab a beer, and enjoy the great company. Football and Jata, they just go together.
Or you can go join the Rebellion on their Facebook group at San Diego Rebellion Facebook and watch their live stream presented by San Diego Digital Imagery, and also these 4 golden voices from Palomar Media Studies.
Meanwhile, Christian Straminsky returns it to the 35. That's good. The setup at Rebellion territory at the 35-yard line for San Diego. So with 4.5 to go, Nick, What do you think they need to do to try to get this all capitalized with these opportunities?
Well, go back to what worked on the last drive. What worked is you put your receivers out wide, look for the one that is covered deep on zone, throw a short route, and keep advancing the ball that way till you get down to the goal line, and then don't abandon what your team knows. Stick to your game and don't let the Warriors change how you play.
That's all right then. Let's see here. Ninja going back in the pistol again. This time she's got her wide receivers now to the left this time. Ninja will shovel it to Armstrong, bobbles the ball yet again.
But a perfect bounce as
good
Armstrong keeps
there.
in stride.
Man, she was hit out of bounds pretty hard there. That was Jasmine Edwards there on the tackle there. So that's a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. So even though the Rebellion is still, even though they're still an inaugural franchise, you think this is still more of a learning curve for them?
I would say so. They got to learn their strengths, realize what works for them, realize what doesn't work for them, and forget that you're playing against a team. Play your own game. That is probably the biggest message that I can say.
Right. Well, meanwhile, that pass was incomplete, intended for Susan Leary. So now it sucks up a 3rd and 8. I have to say, this music is living tonight. It's just awesome. Huh? I believe so.
Yeah, we got some Lil Dicky being played by the DJ here, Lil Dicky. You know, he's the one that created Save That Money. And I can tell you for sure, these fans are loving this soundtrack by the DJ.
Looks like a little injury timeout here, I think. Oh, it's one of the Rebellion players. I'm not sure who it is. But it doesn't look good. Well, meanwhile, while they're trying to get on break here, let's give a shout out again to Play Again Now Recovery, proud supporters of the Rebellion from the beginning. Play Again Now Recovery is a daily recovery drink, formulated with 2 active ingredients, high molecule weight, hyaluronic acid, and MSM to help provide lubrication and anti-inflammatory and immune system at the cellular level. Recovery for the entire human body. The unique combination helps fight delayed onset muscle soreness, giving you rapid elasticity and flexibility throughout your musculoskeletal system after every workout. They provide product that helps keep our players feeling ready to go. Get yours. Visit their Facebook page or playagainnow.com. Recovery from any activity can be hard. Play Again Now Recovery makes recovery fast and simple. Play Again Now is a recovery drink to help joint lubrication and anti-inflammatory immune support. This recovery drink will help you recover faster and make you feel ready to play again now. And again, to recovery for the Get Your Recovery, visit their Facebook page or playagainnow.com.
As we have a Rebellion player still on the field being looked at.
You know, I mentioned this last game, but I'm just going to say it again. It's so wordy. Oh, man. I don't know who it is. I can't see the number, but it doesn't look very good. Yeah, you do not want to see these kind of situations from any player.
Especially when they're down for a good long time, as even the Warriors bench is mostly on a knee.
Yeah.
Showing respect to the Rebellion.
And the thing is about the Rebellion is that they, compared to the Warriors, Warriors have a 40 player roster, the Rebellion have a 22 player roster.
Yeah, so about double the size, but that doesn't give you an excuse.
Actually, I think I have a good guess. I think that's Kristen Serminski.
I would say so, but I don't want to say how
No,
I
it
figured.
is. It is. I could see, yeah, number
It's
13.
number 13.
You do not. That's one of the big players on the team.
That is someone they cannot afford to lose.
She's made some pretty big catches for this team.
She has
in this
been,
game.
But what it can do is spread the wealth to the Rebellion.
Even though she's hurt, at least the good thing is she's walking off her own power. But I think there might be an injury to somewhere on her arm. But hopefully she's okay and makes a recovery very soon. And also, if you they also have two more players that they don't have for the day's game. Aisha Burney's out with an injury, and also Leslie Hubble is out on rest.
Leslie Hubble is an unfortunate loss today for the San Diego Rebellion.
Yeah, and you don't have Aisha Burney, who is probably one of the best rookies, I think, for this team too.
Yes, you could almost say this whole Rebellion team is a rookie team because this is their first year playing for the San Diego Rebellion.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the very first time formed as a team too. Oh, a little bobble here by the Warriors, and I think who's got the ball? It's Warriors football. So now they're going to be set up in Rebellion territory yet again with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Score still 42-0 Warriors.
I feel like 2 minutes ago it was 2:09. I feel like 20 minutes ago it was 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes, yes. And
I don't know how time works, but I'm glad I'm not in control of it.
Neither am I. And the thing is, we started at 6 o'clock right now. In case if you're just tuning in, it's 22 Pacific time. So we've been close to an hour and a half of playing a first half of football.
Which should take no longer than
Wiggins
an
looking
hour.
middle, and it's caught by number 12, Ashley Beans. So that's a 20-yard gain for another first down. Even though this is a long game, I think they're probably going to try to score on this one too. Oh, the pass was right behind.
Almost a one-handed grab.
Almost an Odell Beckham Jr. catch right there. I mean, not that kind of one-handed catch, but in that kind of a way.
It correlates.
It correlates to that.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
3rd and 10. Or no, oh yeah, you're right, 2nd and 10, I'm sorry. Excuse me, viewers. Wiggins looking to the left.
And a deep ball.
It's almost intercepted by none other than Ronnie Armstrong. They've had a couple of opportunities to have an interception, but it just hasn't been properly executed for this Rebellion defense. Meanwhile, with 1:17 to go, if you're just tuning in, it's still 42-0 Warriors in the second quarter. Chantel's looking right over the head of number 30, Jamie Robinson. That's going to set up 4th down.
Brings up a odd situation for the Warriors. Wouldn't you say, Kyle? It's 4th and 10.
Yeah, a little bit of an odd situation. We haven't seen them do this at all this game, not going for any yardage on this drive.
No, we haven't. It's very different, but I'm sure you could with Lisa King out to the right, you might want to spotlight her.
She has definitely been their top receiver so far in this game. Gardner looking in the middle, making some room, and she stumbles, but she's going to coast her way in for another score. Touchdown, Warriors.
It looks like Priscilla Gardner gave her those Chevrolet legs.
The two-time MVP strikes again.
She's an impressive athlete as she breaks for a 35-yard touchdown.
So now the score is 48-0 with a minute to go. It seems like it's getting longer anytime we've been saying how many minutes it is.
That I would have to agree with, Kyle. As
Kick
the
is
kick
up.
is up.
And it is good. So now your score is 49-0 Warriors with a minute to go in the second quarter. A very long game so far for this Rebellion team. Even though it was 47-8 the last time they faced each other at Escondido, it's been another long one, folks, and I feel like it's gonna be like that for the rest of the game. And I'm sorry to say that. Now about to kick off yet again here. They got Kayod back to receive. Kicker says she's ready, and she's ready to kick it off yet again. Armstrong scoops it. Jukes left, jukes right. Looking left side, and out of bounds.
And Armstrong now laying down the hammer.
Yeah, she's putting her head down just to trunk it in for more yardage. So in case you're just tuning in right now, the Warriors are up 49-0 with 52 seconds to go in the second quarter, with the Rebellion having the football in Warrior territory at the 47-yard line. And you know the thing is, too, about the Warriors and about Lisa King, she actually started the team back in 2011, and she gave the team to the players in 2011, ran as a player-owned team from 2011 to 2014. And in 2014, Cecile Burras bought the team and took over operations for them in the 2015 season.
Did you just hear that hit?
Yeah,
We're about 200 feet away, and you can hear that hit in the press box.
Man, she took a licking. I mean, as soon as I was reading it, and I heard the hit, and man, that was a hard hit from Armstrong. And the clock is now run to 0. It is halftime now. So with the score now, Warriors 49 and Rebellion 0. So Nick, what do you take from this first half here?
Just because it's 49-0 does not mean that you stop playing football and roll over. There are tons of things you got to work on, and you can't be afraid to play your game or try new things, try different things, and that is something the Rebellion should look to in the second half.
Yeah, and the thing, they got to turn around their turnovers. I mean, Ninji Martin, she got the hat trick with 3 interceptions. Susie Leary had the fumble on that one good drive on the second drive. That kind of cost them some points. So the main thing is they need to fix their turnovers and try to capitalize on some opportunities, because they had some opportunities in Warrior territory, but they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, they couldn't capitalize, and that was the downfall for the Rebellion. But I'm sure they could learn why that did not work, what can work, and they'll be better in the second half than the first half. And Jordan Spurgeon and Luke Sutherland will be bringing you guys that second half. As for I am Nick Baldwin with my man Kyle Dyer.
And we'll wait for... Just don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you guys in the second half with Jordan and Luke with a call from Kyle Dyer and Nick. We'll see you later for next time.
All right, thank you for tuning in. This is Jordan Spurgeon here with my co-host.
That's right, Luke Sutherland. And we are here in the second half. As you can see at the score, it's a minute till we get back into the game. But if you're a Rebellion fan like us, we're in the hole right now.
Yeah, it's 49-0, so we just been informed that it'll be 12-minute quarters, and there will be a running clock for the remainder of the game, so it should be a pretty quick second half.
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't leave much of a room for a comeback, but I don't know if, I mean, to be honest, that might not necessarily even be in the books. You don't want to see a 90-something to 16 game or something like that.
Exactly. So, what was the biggest difference in the first half? Like, what did the Warriors do so well that brought them up 49-0?
Well, I think what I just said kind of totally wraps into that. It's sometimes you're just playing a more talented team, and I think that's what we see here. I mean, we're right about to get into it, but if I'm the Rebellion, I literally just keep doing exactly what I'm doing, because it's really not that they're doing anything wrong almost. It's just that they're being outplayed.
Yeah, they're being outplayed. I mean, turnovers were a big issue for them. I think they had 4 turnovers in the first half. So obviously in the second half, you want to just try to play clean football and continue to move the ball upfield. Hopefully try to get a couple stops just to build some confidence going into the remainder of the season.
Exactly. I think, like, even in a one-on-one type of thing, if you're getting smacked every down by a great cornerback and your receiver, if a weaker cornerback comes in the game, suddenly you feel like you're killing it. Your moves are suddenly working. Everything's smooth. So keep getting your bumps and bruises against this team, and I think you're right. Their road trip will be a little easier.
Exactly, and it's the same thing for the Warriors. I understand they are a Division I team, the Rebellion are Division II, so the Warriors are going to continue to face opponents that are a little bit tougher, a little bit more experienced in the league. So for them, they should keep working what they feel like they need to work on going into the playoffs.
Exactly. At this point, you can almost kind of show your weaknesses. Like, for example, if you're a weak running team, run the ball more this second half. Like, whatever the Warriors aren't very good at, they have room to do it right now. Because, I mean, I just mentioned this. With a running clock, you really feel comfortable.
Yeah.
With, I mean, a 49-0 lead, you probably feel pretty comfortable anyway. But running clock makes it much harder for the Rebellion to get back into this.
And the kick is underway.
That's right. This is the one area the Rebellion have been
they've done a great
just
job
good
on
at.
tonight.
Special
strong
teams. And this is Nenji. Was that Nenji taking the
that was
ball
Irish
right there?
Jones.
Okay, yeah. I thought I saw 47. That would have been something. Yeah, Irish Jones. And either way, whether it's Irish, whether it's
Selena Graves.
Selena
She's
Graves.
been great all season long. I understand she's feeling a little ill today. I'm not sure if she's quite in the game.
Vanika Jarvis, that was the name I was looking for. They have a lot of returners, and they're good returners. It's not like they're filling in just to fill in. They have guys that can do it each time. So that's cool to see.
Yeah, it's been a positive today. They've had a lot of good field position opportunities so far. They haven't been able to capitalize, but they've been able to get themselves in a position to score. So now it's time to see if they can capitalize on that in the second half.
Exactly. You've gotten to where you want to be at every point except the end zone. And that
right there is deflected.
Incomplete pass to Chris Stoll, I call her the professor. That's what we've been seeing all night. I think, is it Nenji or is it the receivers? Because it's been a lot of dropped passes and overthrown passes, I think.
I still think it's a little bit of both. One thing I continue to notice about Nenji as we continue to watch these games and commentate on them is that she seems to only go through one read.
Right.
And great teams like the Warriors are going to pick up on that. So she still needs to work on taking her time in the pocket, looking at her different options, not just her first option, and then throwing it or running.
True. Defensive backs are watching your eyes, so that's a huge part of your quarterback position.
And that's little things that kind of come along as you develop your skills. She's still a rookie quarterback, even though she is a veteran football player.
15 years playing the sport, but only one at this position under center. And quarterback is by far the most different position out of any others. So here we go. That was
a nice pickup.
Yeah, that's Irish Jones again. We haven't seen her much at running back, but she's definitely. I mean, she plays linebacker, defensive lineman, I believe. It's a good switch to have a physical player in at running back.
Yeah, especially at this point. I mean, you're willing to try anything. You want to see any little tweaks you can make to the roster, see how you can continue to get better.
Exactly right. Yeah, maybe she becomes their starting running back by next week. You have. Like, even right now, any play right now for any of your players against this team with this good of players, you get to see who your standout guys are. Like, where I'm going with that is Vanika Jarvis. I mean, we've seen her have a few good plays already tonight, and that one's complete. Number 21, Susan Leary able to catch it out of bounds. And Vanika Jarvis, like I was saying, she had the touchdown, their only touchdown in their loss to the Warriors, and she's looked good tonight. Like your most talented players, when you're going up against a more talented team, you have to rely on them heavily.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, that throw by Nenji Martin was probably the best throw we've seen all night.
Absolutely.
That was perfectly placed, right near the sidelines, right in the receiver's hands. That was a great
You
job by
wanna-
Nenji Martin.
You want to keep that up, because what I've noticed, Nenji, if ever, very rarely will go under center. And that right there
we have a
is
bad snap?
perfect example of what I was talking about. Fumble recovered by LA, so they get pretty good position there. But Nenji goes under center, or no, doesn't go under center. She's taking a shotgun snap almost every play. And, well, it's give and take. For one, you saw she was getting more comfortable with just that, because it's a different type of throw. You stand up, you make a quick throw if you're in the shotgun versus, you know, the 3-step, all of that.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, they've been struggling snapping the ball.
Exactly. So that's their 5th turnover of the night, the 2nd fumble, and they have 3 interceptions as well. And then just a reminder for anybody tuning in, we do have a running clock in the second half. There's just under 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And the Warriors are still up 49-0 after recovering the fumble.
And expect that to happen. I mean, Nick and Kyle were probably talking for a half hour, and then 2 minutes in the game went by. This will be very different. We'll be having a quick conversation, and the quarter will be over.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'd rather be seeing not a running clock, but once it's this deep in the game, or this big of a lead, no problem with that.
Nice job by the Rebellion defense there. And we were just talking about her, Vanika Jarvis all over the running back there in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. To elaborate a little more on what I was saying, certain teams, like for example, if the Rebellion was playing a more even team, you like to see the fact that they throw to every player on that team. They switch out running backs. They have a lot of they have a large variety of offense. But in this game, like I was saying, I think throw it to Vanika as much as you can. Throw it to Smurs as much as you can, which they have been before. I believe she got injured in the first half, so we'll see if she comes back on the field at all.
And real quick, I want to talk about 2 of the Warriors players that we've been talking about a lot, the running back duo. So Alexis Snyder, a.k.a. Snicker, she's had a great game tonight. And then you might not have known this, but Priscilla Gardner, the other running back, she started her career off as a lineman.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
believe that? I mean, you can see she has the stature and the strength to be a lineman, but she's got those quick feet, and I think they realize that. And there we go. We do have an interception.
And that is definitely, I mean, you just mentioned it, best pass of the night. We just saw the best defensive play of the night for
Katie Ott.
Yeah, Katie Ott getting that pick for the Rebellion.
Yes, the co-owner of the San Diego Rebellion.
And yes, yeah, exactly. Her and Nenji are the co-owners. And yes, that pass went right in her hands, but that's happened quite a few other times, and we've seen players drop it. So great play there by Katie Ott for actually coming in with it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, throughout the season, I haven't seen too many interceptions. I can't even recall an interception. That might be the first one I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, that's a positive to take out of this game.
Exactly.
You were able to force a turnover.
Exactly. And especially in a game like this where, like we were saying before, any big play, even at this point with 49-0, any big play that your team does is a huge momentum booster since it's a division above you.
Exactly. So here we go. We got trips out to the right and Nenji Martin back in the pistol formation.
This is, I believe, second down, too. So, yeah, Nenji dropping back here.
Ball's hooked up and it falls incomplete. So, real quick, I just want to get a few shout-outs to our sponsors. So, one of our sponsors, Flippy's Pizza in downtown Escondido. Did you know that Flippy's Pizza is open 24 hours a day? We might have to go get some on the way home after a long drive home.
Yeah,
it sounds kind of nice.
We are from San Marcos, California. We're up here in Los Angeles, so true. By the time we get back, it's going to have to be something open 24/7.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
and then also, real quick, we want to give a quick shout-out to Fightin' USA. They provide game socks for the team, along with their amazing titanium tapes and discs. To get yours, visit fightinusa.com and use the code SDR10 to get 10% off your next order.
Yeah, they So here we go, third down now. I'll mention what the fine thing I was going to say after this play. Nenji steps back, and she's going to take it.
She is going to get a first down and a little bit extra as she runs out of bounds around the 40-yard line.
That was, I'd say that was a good play by her. Like, she let the receivers go out, build their little just to fake out the defenders enough for her to run up and get that
she
first
realized
down.
there was a window for her down the sideline and take off. And like we were saying, everybody, in case you are just tuning in, I mean, it feels like we've been talking for 2 minutes and there's already 4 minutes left in the third quarter. So this is a very quick second half.
Yeah. So smart play by Ninja there. But yeah, what I was saying about the fighting thing, we're also in the San Diego, they're able to stay in contact through their Facebook page. And today they were talking about, so how should we show up? They all showed up in their warm-ups together. I think fighting had something to do with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job letting all the players come up looking fresh fighting. Thanks for that one.
Exactly. So we do have a 1st and 10 here with Nenji Martin still in the pistol formation with dual wide receivers on each side.
And they were aggressive like this in the first half, and I like it. I like the fact that they're staying aggressive.
Nice catch by none other than Elliott Nguyen. I mean, we've seen her a lot on defense, but we haven't seen her too much on offense.
Right,
so.
And it's happened a couple times. There's certain players like, Irish Jones running the ball. They're using defense, and with a roster this small, you have to do that. But they're using defensive players on offense a little more than I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you were to see the sidelines right now, you would see that the Warriors don't have to worry about playing both sides as much.
Not
they
at
do
all.
have a much deeper roster. We've gone over this before when they came down to Escondido a few weeks ago. But the Rebellion continue to fight every single game, every single week in practice, even with their limited roster, and it's only going to continue to grow as well.
Which is really cool. I mean, it's such a big thing. I mean, the Rebellion, I don't believe, have enough, and that's an incomplete pass there by Ninja Martin a little too. I don't believe the Rebellion even have enough players to do a full scrimmage against each other at practice. Meanwhile, the Warriors, as we zoom out a little bit to see that huge sideline, they have subs for their backups. They have probably players that have to wait a little bit at practice before they can get into those scrimmages. Like, they really have a legit full football roster right here.
NFL-sized roster.
Exactly.
They do have 48 players on the roster with 7 different coaches, and out of those 48 players, 23 have been All-Americans.
And this is a team, if I'm not mistaken, they cut too. This is a team that has tryouts.
Yeah, they do have tryouts for this team. It's not
a
about just walking
whole
on.
other level. I mean, who knows? The Rebellion may get to that point, but this is their inaugural year. Impressive that they're already doing this in their first year.
Yep.
And that is...
It looks like they may have picked up the first down. Another handoff to Irish Jones.
Right, using their big physical... Usually she's playing line, so kind of a fullback style, getting in there, just get the 2 yards that they need.
Yeah, and while we wait for the call here, we want to give a quick shout out to San Diego Digital Imagery. Are you enjoying this live stream? I know I am. This is a lot of fun for us out here. San Diego Digital Imagery is the company running the show. They film games for multiple high schools in San Diego and can film or photograph your event too. Check out their Facebook page or their website at sddivideo.com. I do recall they actually filmed some B-roll for a show I just produced for Palomar Live for the Moto Fashion Show.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're always coming through helping us with anything, not
Great
just
pass.
sports. Yeah, great pass there. That's number 21, Susan Leary. Catching the ball right there. And yeah, Digital Imagery, they also filmed the San Marcos and Escondido games down there, so this isn't their only experience with football.
Yeah, you'll see them in any kind of high school sporting event, especially that involves Mission Hills or San Marcos high schools.
That's right, Mission Hills, not Escondido. Yeah.
And also, we will bring up Palomar College Media Studies, the program that me, Luke, Kyle, and Nick are all a part of. So make sure if you want to get involved, you check out the DBA or the Media Studies website tab on the Palomar website.
I mean, they helped us get this cool opportunity. The school also runs a similar thing. Definitely check it out if you want to be doing something like this.
Yep, so here we go. We got a 1st and 10 for the Rebellion as they're driving down the field with 15 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Believe it or not, the quarter's almost done, people. And
just a bit high.
Yeah, just a bit high there. Number 9 looked a little... I wouldn't say reluctant to catch it, but it's... Nenji, I mean, obviously you don't want to overthrow just because it's an incomplete pass, but I mean, I feel like it's almost a little worse unless you've beat all your guys down the field. I'd rather be underthrowing down the middle than overthrowing like that.
Exactly, as that incomplete pass does bring us to the end of the third quarter. Score is 49 laWarriors, San Diego Rebellion 0, heading into the fourth quarter. Once again, for anybody tuning in, it will be a running clock and it will be a 12-minute quarter as well.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that was basically... Did the Warriors even get the ball during that quarter? I mean, we just saw a Rebellion drive. Well,
they did. They did recover the fumble.
That's right.
Early
that's right.
on, yes.
So we'll probably and there was an interception. Yes. That is right. So really, two turnovers and a little bit of ball movement by the Rebellion equals a quarter in this running clock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and bet we don't see much more here. But like I was talking about, maybe that's not necessarily the issue, is the overthrowing or underthrowing. But as far as like, what kind of possible advice could you be giving a first year, not just like a rookie quarterback, as far as like she's had some stats before? She's never done this. What can she do different?
Like we said, as the pass does fall incomplete there, that was a great example of it. You could see the defenders swarming into the wide receiver, and she tried to force the throw. Right there, a more experienced quarterback would probably try to throw a pump fake and see the next option. They would know where the next option is, and they'd be ready to make that throw while faking out the defense at the same time.
So it might not even be the mechanics. It might just be football IQ, which fortunately is a lot easier to build than your mechanics.
Exactly, and she does have a lot of high football IQ. She's still just developing her quarterback
Exactly.
skills. It's all about, like you were saying earlier, it's about the eyes. Defenders at this level, especially on teams like the Warriors, they can pick up those little things that you see with your eyes. They know where you're looking. They know what you're thinking, especially when they've watched film on you and you've done that repeatedly.
Right.
As we have a bad snap here, let's see who came up with it.
Looks like the Rebellion were able to recover it there.
Yeah.
And it's so tough. This isn't just an issue with tonight. The snapping has been...
It's been on and off all season. There's been some times where it's been great and some times where it's been a little rough.
And unfortunately with that position, it's a thankless position. If you're doing well, nobody cares. The game just goes how it is. If you do bad, everyone knows, and you're the scapegoat. So
exactly.
It really is. Give a lot of props to all the centers that happen. I know Tanya Luna is usually their starting center, and it looks like... number 69 is taking the snap right here. Oh, no, sorry. That is whoever's in, though. They deserve the credit.
It was the Warriors that picked up the ball. Excuse us, we did forget to mention that.
Yeah,
so
right.
It was a turnover. So that's their 6th turnover of the night.
And great job right there by Nenji.
Nenji Martin just unleashing a little bit of anger right there to get this tackle in the backfield.
I don't think she knew that they counted that as a forced fumble, but... yeah, Nenji, and it's kind of great that just happened, because that's exactly what we were talking about. This is her position. Nenji's a linebacker her whole career up until this point.
She's obviously it's something that she doesn't do every game. I know we saw it towards the end of last week's game when it was coming down to the wire. She knew she had to make some plays. So for her, it's kind of second nature playing linebacker. So I haven't seen the practices, but I'm assuming she spends more time working on her quarterbacking skills as of now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because her linebacker skills have so developed over 15 years.
And I'd also go ahead and say that they need her more at quarterback by far. They have the linebackers to fill in for her.
No, the defense has not really been the weakness for the Rebellion. I mean, obviously they gave up 49 tonight, but this is probably the best offense they're going to face.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the things that they have done, like just look at number 30 and look at number 81. And Vanika Jarvis is one of the bigger players on the Rebellion team. Like, it's just size.
Yeah, Jamie Robinson, number 30 for the Warriors. She's actually a probation officer, so
so even that right
she's
there,
pretty intimidating.
She's used to, well, maybe not as a probation officer, but used to tracking down people running from you.
Yeah.
So she's right at home here.
Well, so real quick, we want to thank Jacked Up Brewery, the official 5th quarter home of your San Diego Rebellion, and if you are watching the game from there, as they are streaming it live, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are around, head over there after the game, grab a beer, and enjoy the great company that always comes around Jacked Up Brewery.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever they won't be anymore this year, but whenever the Rebellion are at home, they're always down there. You can go.
Yeah, come playoff time.
Yeah. Go kick it with the team at the brewery. So 8 minutes, 25 seconds left. And for anyone that doesn't realize, these are 15-minute quarters, just like the NFL. So... that went by really fast.
Well, it was actually 12-minute quarters for the second half. So that was the running clock. Yeah, they lower it to 12 minutes and they make it a running clock once the score is above 35 point nothing, basically.
That's right. No,
so
good catching that. I saw it but forgot it. 12-minute quarters, all running, and I've repeated it quite a few times, but right now they're kind of saying the game is over. This is just because it's
Still
how it
gotta go out
is.
and play the game.
You have a
finish it
first
out,
through
and
fourth
both teams
quarter.
still want to work on things. Even the Warriors, they're at 40-0. I'm sure I can guarantee you there's stuff they want to work on, and they're trying to work on it right now. As it does bring up a 4th down for the Warriors with 7:30 remaining in the game.
Exactly, 4th down. This is a super aggressive Warriors team that I hardly ever see punt. They like to do this.
See a
right
great
there,
throw and catch.
and that's the number 30. Is it Jamie Robinson?
Yeah, Jamie Robinson, and she's trucking down the field.
That was the
Nobody's
probation
catching up to
officer.
her. I mean, look at the wheels. I can see the grass burning underneath her feet. She is just flying out there for her size.
I said it earlier that as an officer, he used to catch people, but I mean, she is the runner in this
Yeah,
one.
she
No
was
one's
running away.
going catching up to her. That was, she's fast too.
Yeah,
that was
it's-
scary.
As we were just saying, I'm willing to bet that was one of the things the Warriors want to work on is getting her more involved in the passing game and seeing her try to get out in open field, and she definitely forced her way into that open field right there.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that might not be something that they usually do, because they got really pumped seeing her score right there. I think if you're a Warriors fan, I bet she gets a few more catches in the next games
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
up.
she's listed as a tight end in a defensive line, but we haven't seen her do too much in the 2 games at tight end. I've seen her make a couple catches in the first game, as I recall today. I haven't really seen her do a whole lot. I've seen her make some great plays on defense, obviously,
Right.
but I'm sure that's what she's more suited for and a little better at, but she has the hands to boot, so.
Yeah, she is talented on both sides of the ball.
As the extra point is good, so that's going to make it now 56-0 with 6 minutes remaining, and the clock is still running.
I feel like I'm not even born yet. Those, if you were able to catch those goalposts, they're the tiny ones back in the day. I'm surprised they're not at the front of the end zone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Our Peter Stoll, San Diego Digital Imagery, getting
a nice shot of the
that.
goalpost
Yeah,
for you
that
real quick.
Old goalpost. I mean, the field too. It looks very old school.
Yeah, it is old school. I mean, you see so many turf fields nowadays, and so to see an old school grass field that has, it's got its patches of different stuff all over it.
Right.
So,
It reminds me of my high
interesting
school.
choice for the Warriors.
Yeah, it is. They're not a. I mean, we've already mentioned it. They're a Division I team that tries out and stuff. It's interesting place to pick a field. But I mean,
And it builds some character, I mean,
Right,
even though they're one
true.
of the best teams in this league, they don't look at themselves as we're better than everybody else, and playing on a field like this, I might be speaking like out of nowhere, but it's kind of humbling almost.
no, I get what you're saying. Just in the fact that. I mean, not to sound too biased, but the old Boston Garden was known for that, like just the
Yeah.
old school feel, and it was a little beat up. So
Yeah.
now Vanika Jarvis, and we've mentioned it before. They like to use a lot of different returners, and they all do very well.
Yeah.
So that was a really nice return, at least 15 yards there, to set them up at the 43, I believe.
Yep, and so real quick, I know we've been talking a lot about Nenji Martin and her quarterback skills, and I'm willing to bet that Coach Cree Morris and his 5-2 quarterback clinics have been going over the exact same stuff, and probably a lot more. He knows a lot more than we do.
Exactly.
He's a very experienced quarterback that's played in the NFL before and has been around San Diego for a while. So for more information about him, be sure to check out quarterbackcoach.org.
He's the reason Nenji was even able to leap into a brand new position, like right off the gate. She started
Yeah.
at quarterback week 1. So yeah, big props to Cree Morris. Definitely check him out if you want to do the same.
Exactly.
And first down here, I think it's safe to look ahead to the road trip. Like, I mean, yes, 56-0 it doesn't look good on paper, but I mean, to me, this is the equivalent of a FCS team taking on an FBS team.
Yeah, I
Like,
was going to say the same thing.
yeah, anything you can do, just any good plays will translate to next week. Even a first down will translate into something more against a weaker team. So, as Nenji steps back here,
First down, pass does fall incomplete.
yeah, nice throw. Unfortunately, Elliott Nguyen was unable to bring it in. So, what do you like the most, and that will translate onto their road trip?
So for the road trip, real quick, I do want to say where they're playing. So they're going to head on and play the IE Ravens after their bye week next week, so that'll be on June 2nd. And so I do believe they played the Inland Empire Ravens before at home, and
We're able to get a win.
So for them, they're just going to want to continue to do what they were doing. Obviously, they're going to be pretty bummed out about this game, but you can't look at the negatives. You have to look at the positives. They did get one of their first picks of the season, and they were still able to move the ball and get great field position, as we were talking about earlier with the special teams. As Nenji tries to avoid some tacklers right here, but she's going to be brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, elusive. She's trying to do it all herself, but she got swarmed there. Not much you can do at that point. And, yeah, they were able to handle Inland Empire earlier in the year. I don't know if they played any of the other team. Oh, they will be playing Sin City.
Ventura.
Okay,
take on the
Ventura,
Wolfpack.
I don't believe they've... Oh, they did play the Wolfpack, didn't they?
Yeah, the Wolfpack. That was
and
the
they were
very
able to get
first
that
game.
victory.
That was another win.
So these three teams that they're going up against the road, they have victories over them already. What I really like about the Rebellion is they're sticking to their guns, even with 2 minutes left here on a running clock. They haven't changed anything up. And like we were saying, it's almost FCS versus FBS. There's no reason to really change anything up.
Exactly. So here on third down, we'll see if Nenji Mark try to pick up a first down just to carry some momentum into the bye week as they prepare to take on the Ravens.
And, man, tough break there. I think that was more receiver error on that play than Nenji's throw. Kadiot looked like she went for the ball a little too late, but great interception there by the Warriors defensive back.
Picked off by Hamaguchi Fuyoki.
Great pickoff there. I mean,
great pickoff, great name.
Didn't give up on the play. Didn't give up on the play at all. Seeing it go right into her arms. And just because I say it went right into her arms, like a lot of defensive backs will drop that. So good on her for getting that catch. Unfortunately, this won't match with what I was right about to say before that pick. I was gonna say, if you're the Rebellion, even just playing well right here at the very end, you'll remember the end of the game a little bit more than everything else. So just do what you can right now. Get 2 or 3 good plays in a row on the Warriors. That's a huge amount of momentum despite the 59-0 blowout.
So the Warriors are going to take a knee here to keep the clock running. I mean, the clock is going to run either way, but they want to play it safe and show a little respect for the opponent there. So this is a great game, hard fought by both teams. Obviously, the Warriors come out on top, 56-0. So real quick before we get into our analysis of the game, I just want to go ahead and thank the Palomar College Media Studies Department one time, as well as San Diego Digital Imagery for providing the live stream, our programs, tickets, flyers. Once again, there's nothing they cannot do for your team or business. Also, real quick, we want to mention Play Again Now Recovery, proud supporters of the Rebellion from the beginning. Play Again Now is a daily recovery drink formulated to help provide lubrication, anti-inflammatory, and immune support at the cellular level. Recovery for the entire human body. They provide product that helps keep the players feeling ready to go. To get yours, visit their Facebook page or playagainnow.com. That was a lot. Yeah,
that's always our golden, that's our suicides at the end of the show. I mean, as we see the teams here shaking hands, that drops the Rebellion to, I believe, a 4-2 record.
4-2 record after their other games.
Yeah, and the Warriors will keep rolling.
They will now be, I believe, 5-1.
Okay, so
and then they will move on to 6-1 because they had a game scheduled against the Sacramento Rage, but that's going to be a forfeited game. So they're going to move to 6-1.
Interesting. So they've already got
they have a bye week, but then the week after that, it's almost like another bye week.
You get a win tonight and found out you just won 2 games. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. So they're going to move to 6-1. The Rebellion are 4-2, so both teams are looking pretty solid heading into the playoffs.
Right, and for the Rebellion, what you especially have to like is you beat these 3 teams, you're 7-2. That's a great record, especially for your first team ever.
Exactly, it's going to be enough to get them a home field game to start off the playoffs, which is huge for them.
And that's where I was going with that. This is a team, or the 3 teams that they'll be playing more so, they've seen before, they've beat before, which is exactly why I really liked that the Warriors, the Rebellion didn't switch anything up to try to score against the Warriors. Like, sometimes a team will just do whatever they can to score that touchdown just so it feels a little better.
Yeah.
Like 56-7 looks a little better, but the Rebellion didn't worry too much about that. They just worried more about running their offense and their style.
Yeah.
And to me, that means everything. What do you think they need to do like I said, I think the main thing, just do exactly what you did. This is a better team than you. What do you think they need to do?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, when you see like those little smaller FCS teams go up against like the Alabamas, you know, the teams that have been winning national championships for a few years, they can't really go out of that game and be like, oh man, we're not good. That's not not what it is at all. I mean, you lose like this, but you know that you're a really good team. You're really solid. You've won close games. You've had some blowouts as well against teams that are in your division and teams that are at the same level as you.
Exactly.
So for them, like you've been saying, they just got to stick to their game, continue to ground and pound. That's the strength of their team. Besides the defense kind of speaks for itself.
Right.
They always put up solid numbers defensively. They're great at getting tackles as a team. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. We'll have to ask about that later.
Yeah, it's
but
cool
both
to see
teams
them
are putting
all
their helmets together to talk about women's football.
Yeah, just all coming together. I guess. Yeah, might as well. I mean, that's a definite thing about this league is, and you kind of saw it on the field. I mean, obviously the professional NFL players also do it, talking to each other on the field, just having a good time. But
it's a mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, that too. But what I was saying is when the NFL, when they go on the field, there's this, I mean, we're getting paid to dominate each other. We really want to hurt each other. This is a collective. This is kind of a community of people that are all interested in football outside of because they're not getting paid to do this. This is their hobby and passion.
Exactly. It's something they all, like, I'm sure, like, especially for some of the ladies that are a little bit older, they were probably always told they couldn't play football.
Right,
and so now they're out
exactly.
here able to play football, and like for the Warriors and the Rebellion, they're both able to play at such high levels.
Mm-hmm.
I know many of these ladies have been playing for 10, 15 years. So it's great to see. And
so Jordan, Nick just told me this is a proposal.
Looks like we have a proposal going down on the field right now.
Wow, yes, I did not know what was going on for a second.
This is an inspiring moment right now.
That's cool to see.
Does she say yes?
What's number 92's name? Let's figure that one out real quick, because that's super big.
Real quick, that is Jackie Cisneros. Always that last name may be changing very quickly
Yeah, I know. She might not be that one next week.
Congratulations, Jackie.
And she said, yup, that's it.
She did say yes.
So this is the highlight of the night, I'd say.
I think this was the highlight of the night.
That's cool to see.
Most definitely.
And she's obviously super stoked. You get the win. You get an even bigger win right after that.
This is awesome.
And I was not expecting that at all.
No, we were a little confused. Like, what are we doing? But
that's I don't know. Was he a coach or was he just up in the stands?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Well, if we ever find out that story, we'll make sure it gets posted somewhere on the Rebellion page to let any fans that are interested know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool way to end the live feed. I think that speaks for itself. Like I said, Rebellion, tough loss tonight, but you played against a much better team. You have momentum going on the road.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point to overlook anybody, but you obviously have the confidence and the momentum to say, you know what, we can beat these teams. We've done it before. We're going to continue to do so as we get ready for the playoffs to face teams that maybe won't be on the Warriors level, but are going to be pretty close because these playoffs are going to be tough for them.
Exactly.
So that's what they're getting ready for.
That's actually a really good point. You might be at this point, this is your playoff preparation in a way.
And even more so. So if you're able to still hang in there a little bit and compete, it's some good signs for when you get to the playoffs.
Good point. So, yeah, great game all around. Thanks to both sides. Thank you to the Warriors for letting us come out here and do this at their stadium. That's all for us tonight. We'll see you next week when the Rebellion go ahead and take on
the IE Ravens.
That's right.
We will be there live streaming that game as well. Until next week, I'm Jordan Spurgeon.
And I'm Luke Sutherland. Have a good night. We'll see you then.